In this video, let me introduce Tableau to you and help you create your very first dashboard. We are going to look at a sample data of awesome chocolates and understand the sales pattern and who our top 10 people are. I have recently started learning Tableau and I found this technology quite interesting and very useful. So let me share what we can do with this, how to get started and how to create our first report. Let's go. Let's start by downloading the free Tableau public software. The link for this is in the video description. And once you download and install this software, open Tableau public. When you open the software, it will greet you with a welcome screen where it will ask you to connect data in a file or open one of the existing workbooks. Because this will be the first time you are using Tableau, we will need to bring in some data. I have provided a sample data set of awesome chocolates for you in the video description. Grab the file and open that through Microsoft Excel option here. So I'm going to tap on that and then let's bring in the sample data for our 10 minutes exercise. This will show you a preview of your data in the table format. Our data has all of these columns. We have salesperson, country, product, date, amount, and boxes shipped. This is a chocolate business, so these salespeople have shipped these kinds of chocolates to various countries on the dates available here. And that is how much money they have generated, and that is how many boxes they have shipped. Given this information, let's analyze this with Tableau and understand the whole process. So this is the data view within Tableau. If you have got multiple tables or multiple data sets coming, you can kind of connect the data and do a little bit of data modeling here. But let's go to the next one, which is the sheet option here. So in fact, it will highlight that, go to worksheet here, and then it will call this as sheet 1. Each sheet is one visual within Tableau. So if I want to have, let's say, 5 graphs for a presentation, then I need to create 5 sheets. So each sheet, the way we can think about this is, if you have used Excel before, you can kind of think about this like a pivot table. You have rows and columns and values. So whatever you put into rows and columns, that is how the visuals get constructed. Let us see a very simple visual where I want to know how much amount has been generated for each of the countries to which we are shipping the chocolates. So we have country here. We can drag and drop it into either row or column area. Alternatively, you can also place them here. So let's just put that there. So one row per country, I'll get it like this: Australia, Canada, India, New Zealand, like that. Now here, I want to see a value. So I'm going to take amount and put it there, and then the amount will show up. Now in this visual here, we have constructed a table visual. But you can see that in the corner here, the show me thing lights up, and this is where Tableau suggests that given this data, you could create any of these kind of graphs. So let's select a column chart that shows up like this. Now here it is stacking one on top of another. I don't really like this, so I'm gonna take the country and put that into columns so that we can see one country per column. Now, accidentally, what we have actually done here is not only we created one column per country, but we have also highlighted each column in a different color. This may not be necessary, but what is happening is, because of the way we have set up, Tableau has actually done both things. It has created a column chart, but it has also given different colors to each country. And that is done through the marks area here that you see on the screen. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this one so that there is no marks and each country takes up the same color. So this is my basic graph that shows how much we are doing by each country. Let's say you like this, but you want to arrange these columns in the descending order so that the country with the highest sales is on the left and the next country follows. To do this, you can use these buttons on the top and click on this, and instantly it will adjust like this. This looks pretty good. Now let's go ahead and create one more visual that explores the data in a different way. So I already have a sheet called sheet 1 where my countries are listed. I'm going to use the plus button again on the sheet and introduce a new worksheet or a sheet where we are going to now look at some other features of Tableau. So let's say I want to see who our top 10 salespeople are. So we can take salesperson and put it into rows and amount into columns, and we will get a graph like this, each salesperson and their amounts. And again, we will sort this so that we will see this information coming up in this order. Now, because we want to filter this just so that we are only looking at the top 10 people, we need to set up a filter. So this is where the filter option comes in here. I'm going to take the salesperson again and put it into filter. And then here it will show me the kind of filters that I want to do. The default would be I can, for example, exclude a few people and click OK, and those people will go away. But that's not the filter that we want. What we want is we want to see the top 10 people. So I'm gonna go and edit the filter. You can just click on that little arrow and edit it. And from here, I'm just gonna tap on all button here so that everything is selected, and go to the top and then say by field top 10 amount, sum of amount. So this looks perfect. And if you want, you can adjust this. You can change this to bottom and click OK. And then this is gonna show you these top 10 people. So now we have two sheets, one showing me what is happening by country and another showing me what is happening by person. Let's go ahead and bring these two together so that we can present it in a interactive report. That kind of a thing is called dashboard. So you can introduce a new dashboard by clicking on this plus button here. When you add a new dashboard, again, Tableau will give you a canvas. Usually the canvas or the space for the dashboard is kind of like an A4 shape. So it's tall and less wide like this. But if you want, you can change the size. So you can use the size option here and you can specify a different size. So you can kind of say automatic, and then that'll kind of stretch the whole thing, or you can use fixed size or specify a range. I'm just going to go with automatic so that we stretch out the whole space. And then we have both sheets, our sheet 1 and sheet 2. These are the ones that we have created, and you can introduce them. You can just click and drag and drop it here and do it like this. Depending on how you put them, both charts will go and sit on the screen. I'm going to collapse that. Now this is the default layout that works. But if you're not happy, you can rearrange everything. The default behavior when you add stuff here is a tiled behavior, but you can also set up a floating behavior. One way to do this is once you already have stuff here, you can use the more options and enable the floating thing here. So I'm going to make both of these floating, and then what I'll do is I'll rearrange them so that they look the way we want. And when you are making these floating, another way is if you want to make sure that the sheet is actually stretched inside, you can go on this arrow, fit, and then entire view, and that will stretch the visual to fit into the entire view so that there is no issues with alignment of these things. So now I have got sheet 1 and sheet 2. While the information is useful, the names are not good. Again, you can use this and either uncheck the title or you can edit the title here. Alternatively, you can go back here and you can kind of type a title. So I'm going to type a title here that says sales by, and here top 10 sales. So now when I go to the dashboard, those are the titles that will show up. This is all good. Let's just click on Australia and then see what happens. When I click on Australia, Australia gets highlighted here, but none of my top 10 list changes. So what I want to do next is if I tap on Australia here, I would like to update this list to show me who our top 10 people are within Australia. So for this to happen, we need to select the first sheet and then click filters. Sorry, click this and then say use as filter. Now that we have set this particular sheet to be used as a filter, if I tap on Australia, my top 10 list here changes and then shows me how these people are doing, who are the top 10 people within Australia are. So we can go to India, we can see here that Chess Bonnell is our highest person. Canada, we can see that. This is all good, but it is kind of like two parts of the puzzle, but without any introduction. So a good way to wrap up this particular dashboard is maybe we can move everything down and then show a quick business summary on the top. Up top, what I would like to show is total amount, how many boxes we have sold, and how many shipments we have made, the three numbers. So I'll go back here and add one more sheet. This time, let's use the show me option here to build what we want. So I'm going to start by adding total amount and then select the table option. This is what we want to construct, and then add boxes there, turn this into a table. So we'll have amount and boxes. Now these two are good, but what I want to do is I want to count how many shipments are there. The shipment count is, if I go to my data view, each row is one shipment. So I just want to count how many rows are there. So for this to happen, we need to now create a count. In fact, Tableau is quite helpful. It has already done a data count here. If you observe this, but let's just say you don't have this or you want to use something on your own. What you could do is you can right click anywhere and then say create calculated field and then create your own calculation. So this is kind of it goes quite deep, but you can create your own thing. So I'm going to say shipment count, and you can already see that count square brackets data is used. So this is the count function that we are using, but you can see there's lots of other functions that you could try out. Let's use that, and then that shows up my shipment count, and I'm just gonna take out the other one. So these three information are here. This is good, but I don't like the vertical orientation. So I'm going to take measure names and put it into columns so that I get this kind of a format. And now this is perfect. At this point, if I want, I can just rename this as business summary. And while you are here, if you want, you can apply some different formatting on these things as you wish. So business summary is showing up in blue color. And if you want, you can apply different colors and other things as well. Now let's go back to our dashboard and bring that business summary here. So I'm going to take sheet 3, put it here, and make sure that this is also floating, and resize this like that up top. And then finally, make sure that this is fitted into the entire view. So we get this. So this looks perfect. I can click on Australia, and then this is actually changing the entire report for me. UK, India, beautiful. Let's just do one last thing, which is take these numbers and make them big so that they are easily readable or eye-catching. So we'll go back to sheet 3. To do that, once you are here, just right click on any of these and then say format, and this will take you to the formatting of this. Right now we are formatting the fields, measure values, and then the font is this. From here you can adjust the size. So let's just make this 16 points, and I'm gonna go with the semi-bold version so that the numbers look good, and then let's just adjust the formatting of this from number to currency. Let's take out the decimal points. So this looks perfect, and when I now go to my dashboard, I'll have these big text values for my key summary information, and the graphs and everything looks beautiful. So now that we have finished all of this, you might think, okay, what do I do? How do I save this, and how do I share it with my audience? To save this, you can just hit the save button here, and then this will ask you what is the name of this. So I'm going to call this as our first report. Save it. And this will, because it's Tableau public, it's not only going to save this, but it's going to publish this to the Tableau website, where anybody can see it. That's the whole idea of Tableau Public. So don't use your business data or sensitive information with Tableau Public. But if you want to use your own business data or something, then you need to get the paid membership of Tableau to be able to use that. But once this is there, you can see it, you can share it with anyone, and they can also interact with the data to see what is going on, and get all the information. So that is the basic introduction to Tableau. I hope you found this useful and interesting. Let me know in the comments how you found it. If you enjoyed this, do give it a like. And if you want me to talk more about Tableau, like I mentioned, I'm learning this technology. I would be keen to share more videos on this topic. So do let me know in the comments as well. To get a similar vibe of how Power BI is, check out this video that is shown on the screen. It will give you a same walkthrough but with Power BI. I'll catch you there.